Welcome back to Proactive, where I'm talking to Edward Karr now. He's the founder of the US Gold Corp, and it is very nice to have you on the line. Ed, a very warm welcome to Proactive. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having us back, Thomas.
Real pleasure. I know that you've been sunning yourself down in Riyadh at the Future Minerals Forum this year, so perhaps you can tell us what the business was doing there and any general observations from the event.
Yeah, be happy to. And so we were down, as you point out, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia at the Future Minerals Forum. I believe this is the third year that this conference has now taken place in Riyadh. And Tom, just to give you a little kind of idea how this has grown into one of the preeminent mining conferences in the world. Last year, there were about 3,000 attendees. This year, there were 16,000. So, you look at that, over a 500% increase in attendees. And in addition, they had 145 different countries represented at the conference. And I believe there was about 80 different government level ministers. The very first day, they had a big government level ministerial roundtable. So a lot of government official ministers. And it was extremely dynamic. Other than the initial wait in the queue to get the badge because of so many people, the conference was very, very dynamic. Had a massive presentation theater for all of the keynotes. You had display halls from all of the major Saudi Arabian companies, but also a lot of the big international mining companies were well represented. There was a great delegate connect, so we could organize one-on-one meetings. And with our company, with US Gold Corp, Tom, I'm sure as you know, we have a project in Wyoming in the United States that's getting close to a permit approval. So estimates for our company are probably going to be about $250 million of CapEx to build out our mill. Interestingly, two of the companies we're speaking to for the mill itself, both FL Schmidt and Mezzo Autocampo were there. They had big stands. So I got to meet with them, interact with them. And there's a lot of interest. I mean, there's a lot of interest in the mining sector in general, in this whole green energy transition, critical minerals, and certainly in our company as well. I was very, very impressed with the amount of interest, from investors from around the world.
So, Ed, do you think that the fact that there is all of this buzz around both gold and copper at the moment is helpful to you in getting this project up and running?
I think it really is. I think the timing couldn't be better. I mean, on two sides. Number one, on the gold front, we have gold above $2,000. We certainly still have an inflationary bias, both in the United States and around the world. You saw today, the Iranians actually attacked an Israeli position in Iraq with a missile strike. So, a lot of geopolitical risks still around the world, which I think will be good for gold. And copper, I mean, look, the whole world is embarking on this very, very ambitious decarbonization strategy towards net zero. And there's real challenges on that strategy. It's all warm and fuzzy to sit in Riyadh or Davos and say, oh, we're all going to go electric and drive electric cars. Yeah, where do the critical minerals come from? Specifically, where does the copper come from? And as you know, Tom, the simple truth is, the world presently just does not have enough copper to build out the green energy transition. So we need more copper. And we know at our project in Wyoming, we have 250 million pounds of P1, P2 copper. That's proven and probable. So this is really, really valuable. It's a fantastic reserve and very much in demand.
Well, certainly. Just one final question from me. When do you think we'll get the next big bit of news from you?
Look, the big bit of news for US Gold Corp this year, in my humble opinion, will be the approval of the permit to mine application. So George B., our president and CEO, has been guiding the street. He thinks that's coming in the first half of this year. So I know the relations between the company and the state regulators in Wyoming are very, very strong. We're very, very confident this is going to happen. So I would just tell you and the proactive viewers, stay tuned.
Very good advice indeed. I second that, Ed. Thank you very much indeed for your time. We'll catch you again very soon.
Thanks, Tom. Really appreciate it.